6 rules to purchasing some extent and shoot camera. The point and shoot camera are compact and straightforward to use. All you would like to try to do is press your shutter button and therefore the camera takes care of everything else: shutter speed, focus, light sensitivity, focus, etc. Trying to settle on from the many cameras with different price points and different features are often daunting. Here are 6 rules to assist you to purchase some extent and shoot a camera. Rule number 1, don't just specialize in megapixels. Far too often consumers put all their specialize in the megapixels, and within the earlier days of 2 to 3 megapixels, it had been important. However, with megapixels up around 16 it not matters, as most of the people will never print images large enough to require advantage of the additional pixels. The dimensions of the sensor are way more important. Rule number 2, weigh size versus features. You can find whenever point and shoot cameras, but they typically don't have an extended telephoto lens and other more advanced features, because the slim body just doesn't have room for it. If you've got big hands, you'll also find it awkward to work such a small camera. Take this into consideration when buying your camera. Rule number 3, watch the lens focal distance. Also, because of the zoom factor, we tend to place tons of specializing in the zoom factor, but really, what's much more important is that the lens focal distance. This is often generally expressed as a 35mm equivalent value. So if you've got 2 cameras both with a 5x lens, but one covers 28 to 140mm while the opposite covers 24 to 120mm, the primary one's better if you're getting to be shooting in spaces that are small and tight, while the latter goes to be better if you've got an extended telephoto reach. The higher point and shoots begin around 28mm. Rule number 4, display resolution is as important as size. With LCD screens, the rear LCD is handy to border your photos and videos, then review them. Search for a camera with a 3 inches screen. LCDs are measured in dots. The larger the worth, the sharper the image. Touch screen interfaces also are available and that they are very handy. Rule number 5, image stabilization may be a must. Optical image stabilization compensates for shaky hands, an ideal feature especially once you don't have a tripod handy. It's not always available on the lower-end cameras, but it's one feature that's worth paying a touch extra for. Rule number 6, good low-light performance lessens the necessity for flash. A higher ISO performance of your camera makes it more sensitive to light, then it requires less flash use. Search for a camera that permits you to line it above 100 ISO. Put these 6 rules into play when buying some extent and shoot a camera and you won't be disappointed. For more tips and tricks, please click on the link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe on the channel. See you soon.